Hello. Today I'll be discussing the proliferation of vaping in public schools, why it's a problem, and a solution that can be implemented with the help of you, the Think and Do board. Over the past decade, the use of e-cigarettes, or vapes, has been on the rise in public middle and high schools across the United States. As shown by the graph on the right, only 1.5% of high schools admitted to vaping in the past 30 days as of 2011, while 27.5%, or over a quarter, admit to doing so in 2019. The problem comes with the health risks associated with vaping. Many e-liquids contain nicotine, which can be harmful to the students' developing brains. If they ever decide to quit, the addiction can lead to strong withdrawal symptoms. While vaping was designed as a way to quit smoking, evidence suggests that it now may be a gateway to picking up smoking. As is common knowledge now, smoking can lead to some severely negative health effects, such as mouth, throat, and larynx cancer, as well as heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes. For some more background as to what caused this problem, we need to look at e-cigarette companies themselves. Especially in recent years, the marketing and packaging of e-cigarettes and e-liquids has become more and more deceptive. Many times, the e-liquid packages have images of flavoring on it, making them look like candies or sweet treats. There aren't any large warning signs that the product could lead to severe health problems in the future. The liquids often contain ultrafine particulates and chemicals like propylene glycol, which can irritate the skin or eyes and settle in the lungs, causing lung damage. But many students don't consider the risks. With only 8% of students vaping to break a smoking habit, most students simply vape for recreation. The enticing flavors produced by e-cigarette companies certainly don't help the problem. This is where us at Team 21 call upon you, the Think and Do board, to help us make a change. In order to solve this growing problem, we need to change how schools treat vaping. Rather than keeping students uninformed and punishing them for it, we need to start educating them about the dangers of vaping from a young age. On top of this, if we can properly train the faculty to deal with the students vaping, the students will be less intimidated to go to a teacher for help breaking the habit or addiction. To do all this, we need to create new lesson plans, curriculums, and visual aids to promote our desired environment. Breaking down the solution a little bit further, let's look at the general structure of the lesson plans. The goal of the education is for it to grow and develop as the students do. The further through their education they get, the more open-ended their assignments become. First, in elementary school, likely starting in 5th grade, is a basic introduction to e-cigarettes, tobacco, and nicotine. The vapes will not be presented as healthy, but as an alternative to smoking cigarettes, with the dangers of nicotine being clearly expressed. As the students move to middle school, focus shifts towards the adverse health effects of the chemicals inside the e-liquids. There's also room for creativity with a poster project outlining the pros and cons of using e-cigarettes. Finally, students will be tasked with a research project in high school. This will allow them to explore information on their own and form their own conclusions. Also, there will be a heavy focus on breaking addictions, as this is the age many of them start vaping. On top of these new lessons, seminars must be held as orientation and training for the faculty and staff. Before the program launches, they will be taught how to talk to students about their vaping habits. Once the program does start, a series of introductory seminars will be presented to the students to give them a rundown of what they are about to learn. Lastly, a set of visual aids and posters will be provided to the participating schools. These posters will adorn the walls and be supplementary reminders of the students' education. On the right is an example created by the MD Anderson Cancer Center. The end goal of this program is for it to reach students across the United States. However, we realize it's unrealistic to expect you to invest heavily in a program that has no evidence of working. We will therefore run a trial locally in Wake County. It will last a year, and at the beginning, middle, and end of the run, surveys will be administered to test the effectiveness of the program. If knowledge of risks goes up and percent of students vaping goes down, hopefully we can expand the programs to more counties in the state and then more states in the country. For a general idea of the timeline, look at the Gantt chart pictured here. Everything from developing the lesson plans to administering and evaluating the surveys is accounted for. Note that the final event, implement in other counties, will hopefully go on indefinitely, not end shortly after October as shown in the chart. Due to the constraints of the chart, however, we had to show it stopping eventually. Listed here is a breakdown of the budget on a per-school basis. Money must be designated to hire people who will run the seminars and other people who will create visual aids and lesson plans. This comes out to about $750 per school. With 116 elementary schools, 37 middle schools, and 29 high schools in Wake County, the trial run will cost $136,500. This is where we need your investing to help kickstart the program. To close out, I'd like to return to the problem. As shown by the graph on the first slide, vaping in high schools is not a dying trend. Just hoping it will eventually fizzle out will lead to even more students risking health problems for the rest of their lives. If we can stop them at a young age and help those who are already addicted, we can hopefully eradicate this epidemic before it spreads to future generations of young people. I hope you take time to reread our full proposal and consider investing in the health of future generations. Thank you.